Hey YouTube, Kimania, I am Sha.
And I'm Ju. Together we are
Sha and Ju. Welcome back to our channel. So today we'll be making satay 3-way. A beef, a lamb, and a chicken version of it. We've mainly had satay in our travels in Malaysia and Singapore. In Malaysia, there are food stalls and restaurants dedicated to making only satay. And in Singapore, we had them mainly at hawker stalls most of the time, right?
That's right. It's probably the most Malaysian street food dish, and we both really much love it. As always, Chef Sha will guide you through the recipe step by step to make it really easy for you. He'll make his own marinade and his own peanut dipping sauce.
It's going to be delicious.
Very delicious. So make sure you stay until the end of the video. Also, if you're new here, the recipe will always be linked in the description box for you below so you can make it at home at your own time. Please let us know how it went. Also, don't forget to like the video if you're enjoying yourself today, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and turn the notification bell on at all times so you're not missing out on any of the lovely recipes we have prepared for you.
Let's get into it.
Lunes, yo me llamo Tarzán y la gente me dice ¿cómo es?
El rey de la selva.
Jane es perfecta gracias a sus raíces. ¿Sabes cómo es?
El rey de la selva.
Ando con mis leones cazando los ciervos. ¿Cómo es?
El rey de la selva.
Yo soy defecto de leones a cerdo. ¿Cómo es?
El rey de la selva.
First things first. For our satay 3-way, you want to have some chicken, some lamb, and some beef that you are going to season with salt and pepper and set aside to start with. And then we're going to be making the marinade. The marinade is going to be the same for all three of them. For that, you will need onion, MSG, chili flakes, turmeric, salt, garlic, pepper, lemongrass that I previously chopped. You want to chop them as fine as possible because you don't want the fibers in it. Galangal, which is a kind of ginger, but it smells so flowery and it smells a little like rose and ginger mixed together. And then coconut, shredded coconut. You can choose sweetened if you want. For this recipe we have chosen an unsweetened one. We are going to start by combining the onion in a blender. As you can see, the blender already has some water in it. So you want to put your onion in there, you want to put your lemongrass in there, and you want to put your garlic in there. We are also going to add some salt and pepper already in it. I'm also going to add my chili flakes now. Chili flakes is just going to give a little kick, a little like more zing to the recipe. I'm going to add some MSG in it and a dash of turmeric. By a dash, I would say 1/4 teaspoon.
Yeah. Give a little bit of color and pop.
Yeah, and we are going to blend all of this.
Satay originates from the Middle Eastern kebab and was brought to Indonesia in the 8th century with the spread of Islam. Therefore, it is present in a lot of countries in Southeast Asia. But today we are of course focusing on the Malaysian version of satay.
Once this is all blended into a smooth paste, you want to add your galangal and make sure that everything is mashed in it. The reason why I don't add the galangal from the very beginning is because the blender is going to have a little trouble blending through the lemongrass and the galangal at the same time. So that's why I put it in 2 different steps. Just make sure it will blend accordingly. Once you feel your galangal is blended enough, we are going to add the shredded coconut in. And back to blending this again. Once you notice everything is blended together, I would suggest put it in a bowl and then divide it in your meats and then freeze the rest so you can have some for another day. So there you go, this is your marinade. As you can see, it's not really smooth, it's still a little chunky. We're going to use that to marinate our meats. You want to put enough marinade on your meat so you're able to massage the marinade in later. Do not hesitate to add more if later you feel like you need more. For right now, I'm going to use 2 teaspoons. If I need more in a bit, I will add a little more in a bit. For this step, I have put gloves on because I don't want to have yellow fingers. What you want to do is massage this and make sure that everything penetrates into the chicken. As you can see, there's enough marinade to cover all my pieces of chicken. If you feel at this point you need more marinade, please go ahead. Voila, we're gonna do the same with the lamb.
I'm really excited for this. The marinade smells super fresh and fragrant.
You can definitely smell the lemongrass and the galangal as well, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Same thing for the lamb. Make sure you have enough that your lamb seems covered, right? Every piece of meat is like covered with enough marinade so it can go through the meat. And then you want to toss the beef in as well. Make sure it's mixed in properly.
So all 3 meats are now marinating. We are going to wrap them and place them in the fridge for at least 3 hours, but feel free to marinate them longer as well. In the meantime, we are going to prepare the peanut dipping sauce.
For the peanut sauce, we will use half of a chopped onion. We have some tamarind that I earlier soaked and strained. So it's just pure tamarind paste that I put water in, and then I take the seeds and all the fibers that are inside, I take them out. So I make sure it's just liquid for right now. I have some ginger garlic paste. I have some MSG, of course. I have some salt, some pepper, some chili flakes, and some brown sugar. I also have lemongrass. If you guys don't know what lemongrass is, it's a stem. And then I have some chopped up lemongrass as well. I'd rather use a chopped up lemongrass. I have peanut butter. Chunky is recommended, just to get a little more texture in your sauce. So I'm gonna put the onions in there, and I'm gonna blend it with the lemongrass. Just because the lemongrass is a little more fibrous, so if you don't blend it, it's still gonna be like, I don't know, really fibery. It will get stuck in your teeth for sure. So once we blend this, I'm gonna start with the pot and we're gonna start cooking the sauce right away. So this is about a stem of a lemongrass that I've chopped earlier. Just gonna put this in all together, and then I'm gonna blend this into a paste, as fine as possible.
Convenient as well that you can use the lemongrass stem as a spoon.
Right. It's really loud. Barista Sha. So that's the shaken version of the blender. I've got my pot going here. I'm just gonna wait a few minutes, make sure that it's hot all the way before I put the mixture in. So we're gonna start off with a little canola oil in your pot, which is about 2 tablespoons of canola oil. And we're gonna put the mixture of onion and lemongrass. Just make sure that your pot is like hot to start with. And it should. Make sure you keep on stirring the onions and the lemongrass that's in there. We're gonna let the onions cook a little. They need to turn a little brown before we start adding the other ingredients that make the components for the sauce. So make sure you stir constantly so it doesn't stick to the bottom and it doesn't burn. So once the onions are a little brown and they start sticking to the bottom, not because you forgot about them, it's because they're cooking and they don't have enough water in them. We're gonna start adding the other ingredients. We're gonna add the sugar, the brown sugar. I like using brown sugar because it gives a distinctive taste and it's very flavorful. I'm gonna add a pinch of salt and a pinch of pepper, just for seasoning. Remember, you don't want to season all the way at the very beginning because you want to make sure it's not too salty in the end. I'm going to put some chili flakes. And I'm going to put my ginger garlic paste. This still needs to cook down for another few minutes before we add the other ingredients. And if you want to know what a tamarind looks like, this is what a tamarind looks like. Kinda. It's like, it's got a hard shell and you gotta break it and eat what's inside. It's very fibrous and it's very dark. But if you also want to buy it in the stores, this is what we actually buy. So now that our paste with all the dry ingredients have been cooked, we're gonna add the peanut butter. What we want to do with the peanut butter now is cook it down. Take as much as water as possible out of it. So it's very sticky. I like using crunchy peanut butter just because it gives my sauce a little more consistency. I'm gonna make sure that I scoop all of it just because it's a little sticky. I like using a spatula also when I cook just because you can get to every corner and it's easier to unstick stuff once it's stuck. Just make sure you mix everything well before you start cooking it down.
Which setting do you have the cooking? Like
Oh, it's really low on right now. It's on number 4. So you want to cook as much water as you want out of the peanuts because remember earlier I said that I had soaked the tamarind. So I'm going to use that tamarind water later to fix the consistency of the sauce. I'm going to show you how to do that. But for right now, we just want to let this cook all the way and let the flavors concentrate. So this will turn into something very dark. It doesn't look like peanut sauce at all, if you tell me right now. But you'll notice as soon as we start adding the liquid, it's going to change color. So I actually add half of the liquid that I have. I stir it in. I make sure everything on the bottom is unstuck. As you can see, it's changing color. It's becoming more like peanut butter color, right? So we're gonna let this cook down again, make sure that all the flavors come out, and we're gonna put some more tamarind water in, like right now actually. I'm gonna put another half of it, and then you'll notice that on the bottom it's gonna be a little thicker. So just keep that for the very end. Don't season just yet. Just make sure you mix it and it turns into a beautiful consistency. As you can see right now, it's not too thick nor too thin. So I'm just gonna let this cook until it becomes the desired consistency, and then we're gonna season it.
looks so yummy already.
Right? Let me add some MSG also in the meantime because I like the MSG to mix all the way. So this is about a 1/4 teaspoon of MSG. So Chef Sha's top tip is when you see that the peanut sauce is starting to render a little oil. By render a little oil I mean it's starting to push a little oil out of the sauce. You'll see it's starting to break up. Is when you know that the sauce is ready now. So what we're gonna do is put the rest of the tamarind paste in there, give it a good mix and turn it off. Your sauce is now ready. All you need to do is season it. And make sure it's according to your taste and not anyone else's. So that's it. That's our peanut sauce. As you can see, the sauce is a little chunky. You can blend it if you want, but this is what I love about it. It's got a little consistency and it's got different textures. But right now in the apartment, it's smelling so good. I'm eager.
Now.
Yeah, I'm eager to try this. So we're just gonna let this sit. After 3 hours, your meat should have been marinated enough. If you have more time, leave it to marinate for more time, I would suggest. Now would be a good time also to start your grill and let it warm up slowly. In the meantime, we are going to skewer those babies.
And Sha, so for those who don't have a barbecue, alternatively you can just pan fry them?
Yeah, just pan fry them, but just be gentle because it has a coating on it. You don't necessarily want to burn like this nice coating that it has. So you just need to be gentle when you're going to actually pan fry them.
Sure.
Can you see how beautiful this looks?
Right? No, you can definitely tell that the marinade had time to soak in, and I'm really excited. I remember the last time we made those, it turned out so good, and I'm sure it'll turn out even better this time.
They were perfectly charred. They smelled so fragrant, coconut, spicy. I don't know how to describe this, but it's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be really good, just like in Malaysia and Singapore. What's your favorite satay, Sha?
I think I love the lamb satay most. I don't know. I kind of like all three of them.
You like lamb and beef probably, right?
Yes, actually, I do.
See, I'm more of a chicken and beef person. Lamb is still not out of my comfort zone. I just didn't grow up eating it, and it's very much dependent on how you prepare it for me, but I like them all three as well.
Yeah, we still cooked lamb for your family when we were there for Christmas, remember?
Yes, and everyone really enjoyed it. Yeah, you did a really good job. It was like in the oven for what, 7 hours?
Yeah, it was like falling off. We couldn't even like get it out with the tongs, remember?
It was really good.
I was really happy with that. I think we should like remake that one day.
True.
Once your grill is warmed up, make sure you turn it down to a medium heat and start cooking your satay. Let's go. You want to gently place your skewers on your grill. As you can see, you want to hear the sizzle. You want to cook them slowly because they have a nice coating on them. You don't want that coating to burn. You want to check on your chicken and make sure it's cooked. Once you're able to flip it, do flip it. Looking good.
Starting to brown really nicely.
You want to make sure that's a little charred, and then once you feel you're ready to flip them. Don't check on them too often. 2-3 times flipping should be ready. Hey, now that our satays are ready, we're going to take them off. They look very crispy on the outside and very charred. That's what I love. We're going to go inside and assemble them.
While Sha was grilling the skewers, I had the chance to cut up some side vegetables.
Et voila, our satay is ready. I'm so excited to taste this.
Me too.
I'm going to start with the lamb for sure.
Your favorite?
Yeah, I'm going to put some more sauce on that actually. It is usually a finger food, so we use it with our fingers all the time.
I'm gonna try a piece of chicken in the meantime as well.
The coconut in the marinade like really comes out, and then you can definitely taste the turmeric and all the spices.
Yes, and it looks super pretty, right? Like you said, the turmeric makes it really colorful. That's what I really love about satay. It has a nice spice kick to it, and yeah, it just comes together really, really well with the peanut sauce as well. You can definitely taste the tamarind as well in the sauce, so it gives you a little bit of tanginess, a little bit of kick, and then of course, as usual, you can snack on the side if it gets maybe a little bit too hot at some point on some of the fresh vegetables here too.
Yeah, it's just to rinse your mouth a little, just so you can jump into between the beef and the lamb and chicken.
Yes, just to have different flavors, right? I'm gonna try the beef as well.
It's really good. I can't stop eating it. The beef must be pretty good. We use some nice beef tenderloin to make those. They must be pretty soft. And then obviously, I don't know if I'm gonna do the chili pepper, but
Why not? The beef, like Sha said, is really good. It's really tender,
right?
and you grilled it to perfection. It's just at that perfect in between. It's not too burned. It's not too, you know, soggy, I would say.
Yeah. It's perfectly charred on the outside.
That's right.
Yeah. So if you enjoyed this video today, don't forget to leave a like, Subscribe to our channel and leave your notification bell on at all times so you can enjoy more nice food like this.
From Malaysia and other countries. Thank you so much for watching today. Tschüss, and until next time.
No more. But I'm not going to give up and fall. Rise above the door. Need all my challenges and search for my strength. I defeat them all. I'm never ever gonna hide no more. I come to love myself again.